Hi, I'm Callie.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is the Book Common Room podcast. All right, welcome back. I am so excited. We're on the final month of the year. And that's so weird.
It is winter. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving.
Yes. We've officially done this for a year and a half now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't it like...
Because we started in July, yeah.
Of 2020.
3.
Mm-hmm.
What? So this is our second December. No, it was 2024.
Yeah, it was 2024.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, girl. That's a long time. 2023 seems like forever ago.
But you know what's awesome? The quality, we were just talking about this. The quality from our first episodes to this one, massive difference.
Loads better. Yeah, we have heard we need to be louder.
Yes.
So we will work on that.
We will make it louder. It sounds better, but I think because it's higher quality,
the volume
is quieter.
So
but we can do that in post.
Yeah, adjusting will happen.
We appreciate the feedback.
Yes. Thank you.
But we're so excited. Oh, I didn't tell you this. I kind of want to do like a cute little like edit for this. So hopefully I did that actually. And like put that together of like, cause I was like, dang, a year and a half, that's a long time. That's a long episode.
Yeah.
We're like, this is going to be episode 38.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I think we're going to officially go to season 2 for next year.
Yeah.
We've just been doing season 1, mostly because I didn't really know what that meant for us to have seasons.
Yeah.
But we'll see if I'm going to do this edit. I have thoughts. Hello, I am Callie.
And I'm Lauren.
And welcome to the Book Common Room podcast.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Callie.
And welcome back to the Book Common Room podcast. Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Callie.
And welcome to the Book Common Room podcast. Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Callie.
And this is the Book Common Room podcast.
Hi, I'm Callie.
I'm Lauren.
And this is the Book Common Room podcast.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Callie.
And this is the Book Common Room podcast.
We're so happy for you guys to join us. Today we're
hold on. Elephant in the room. Do we sound better? We sound better. I hope we have no issues.
I hope you don't get any inserts of us
going, hi, it's us.
This is like voiceover Callie.
Every
voiceover Lauren.
Editing Callie and editing Lauren. Hopefully there's no misinformation.
Yes.
And there's no sound issues.
Yeah.
Hey guys, editing Callie here. There needs to be police sirens going or something. Misinformation police alert. Hi guys, sorry to interrupt. Editing Callie here.
Hello, this is Lauren.
Also, I'm sorry if it looks different.
Yes.
I broke the tripod.
It's okay. I am Bella.
Yeah.
I can admit that.
Oh yeah, you would so fall for Edward.
Oh yeah. Like, and this is why girls die. Like, this is why girls get murdered. And you have this horrible podcast. It's because you have these weirdo Edward kinds of characters. And they're like, I want an adventure. And like, they die. That's the reality.
You're a closet horse girl.
Listen here, everybody. When I was a child, I was physically unwell that I couldn't be a horse. I could mimic a horse like nobody's business. I was a 3-year-old, and my parents used me as a party trick because I could nail the horse sounds. I can't stop smiling. Okay.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm excited.
You're excited?
Yes.
Well, so I was thinking, so it'll go, I'll say, hello, I'm Callie, hello, I'm Lauren, and then the intro music, and then I'll say, and welcome to the Book Common Room podcast, and then the intro music.
Oh, got it. I didn't read it properly. Okay. All right, you do your thing. You got to do podcast voice, remember.
Podcast voice. Okay. Hi, I'm Callie.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is the Book Common Room podcast. To jump in, it's a little weird we're not doing the Narnia spoiler. We've just done it all.
Oh yeah.
We're going to do it all.
Oh yeah, we switched things up
filming it's a little weird.
Yeah,
but
the logistics of filming, like instead of doing 3 episodes,
like we did last year.
yeah, like
We
we
had
did
more
last year.
time last
Like
year.
we had a bonus episode. Our time is limited, but we do value consistency.
Yes.
So
So for this episode, since we have done all of Narnia for the last episode, we kind of want to look back on the year.
Yeah.
What did we read? What are some goals we had? How did those goals go?
yeah.
Goals for next year maybe, and then some like podcast goals that we have.
Yeah.
But we really want your guys' feedback.
Yes.
Like first and foremost, I really want to emphasize we really want to hear from you guys.
Yes.
And we're going to go into it a little bit more, but yes.
Yeah, this is a book club.
Yes.
It's not just me and Callie. Even though sometimes it feels like that. It is a book club, and your participation is actually necessary.
Yes. Okay, so I think, how should we do this? Should we do goals first or things we read first?
Let's do things we read first.
Things we read first? Okay, so we're going to kind of just follow the same format for what we did last year. We're going to talk about our 1 least favorite book and then our top 3 books of this past year. So Lauren, do you want to kick us off? What was your least favorite? And then you can talk a lot about your favorite books.
Yes. I didn't have any least favorite books. I
You know
couldn't
what? I
think
like
of
it.
anything. I really couldn't think of
It was a
anything
good
that
reading year.
I know. Like I genuinely felt like there wasn't anything that I read this year that I couldn't find some appreciation for or like enjoyment of. I don't even remember what I said last year. I think I did say a book.
I think it was a book for a class you didn't like.
Yeah, that's right. And it was like a folklore book that I felt like was written weird. I was like, why did you write it this way? Yeah, I didn't have any books that I did not enjoy this year, but I did have lots of books that I enjoyed. So finding like my top 3 was kind of hard, but I'll just jump into those.
Oh, yeah.
A Winter's Promise, which I do have with me today.
Hi guys, Editing Callie here. I just realized I don't think we ever explained what this book is about, so I wanted just to take a quick second and just read the synopsis that's on Goodreads. So anything we have said about this book will hopefully make sense. I know that a couple episodes we talked about whether or not this book was considered romantasy or not. We never explained why we thought that. It was just kind of inserted in there. I do apologize for that, but just for more context, just to like resolve everything. So A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dubos, who is a French author. So on Goodreads it says, long ago, following a cataclysm called the Rupture, the world was shattered into many floating celestial islands known as arcs. Each has developed in distinct ways. Each seems to be possesses its own unique relationship to time, such that nowadays vastly different world exists together but apart. And overall, the arcs, the spirit of omnipotent ancestor abides. Ophelia, the main character, lives on Anima, an arc where objects have souls. Beneath her worn scarf and thick glasses, the young girl hides the ability to read and communicate with the souls of objects and the power to travel through mirrors. Her peaceful existence on the Ark of Anima is disrupted when she's promised in marriage to Thorn from the powerful dragon clan. Ophelia must leave her family and follow her fiancé to the floating capital on the distant arc of the pole. Why has she been chosen? Why must she hide her true identity? Though she doesn't know it yet, she's become a pawn in a deadly plot. So basically, this gal, Ophelia, she is sent off to get married to this guy named Thorn. So that's where the romantasy came in. But it's just such a good, whimsical winter read. If you're looking something that'll make you feel cold, but also transport you to another world. I loved it. I am so happy that Lauren loved it. But I hope that this synopsis helps knowing what we're talking about. So back to us.
This series was introduced to me by Callie, actually. This is a book that Callie got me actually like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just hadn't read it. And then I finally started it. I need the like full series, but it's by Christelle Dubos.
That's
I think that's how you say it. She's French,
Yes.
right? So maybe that's how you say it. Dabosc or Dabos. But I really liked this series. Like, I feel like if you enjoy Hayao Miyazaki storytelling meets, like, honestly, I don't know what it would be meeting. Like, it just feels very Studio Ghibli-esque to me.
Yeah, like it's got kind of a romance in
Steampunk.
it. Steampunk, yeah.
that's
It's
what it'd be.
basically this girl is having an arranged marriage. So she has to go from her land to another land, and like, but there's magic involved. So, but that's like a mystery. So you have to like figure out what the magic is.
What the magic system is, yeah. So I really liked it. It did get very metaphysical at the end.
Yeah,
and
that last book is a ride.
No, and like it has a very, very ambiguous type ending.
Yeah,
you don't really know, and a lot of people don't like that. I was furious. Yeah, I was like, Callie, why did you make me read this? But it did not deter me from like the enjoyment of the series. So heavily recommend this book series. And then my second top read this year actually comes in the form of a Substack page, which you've heard me talk about all the time. I've been tooting Coffee with Keats's horn for a long time. Not a long time, but like this year, I feel like I've been highlighting him a lot. And he's become very popular because I think a lot of people identify with his writing. He's an incredible writer. I love his insights, but I just wanted to highlight one of my favorite reads from his Substack page. His name is Andrew Buckley. I really hope that's how you pronounce it. I don't think you pronounce it any other way. Probably should double check my facts here. But he wrote an article called "Is Literature Enough?" We did highlight this on our Instagram page. But one of my favorite quotes is as follows. He says, "We never hear about the emptiness that is felt after a book is finished, the sense of loss as we turn the final page, finding ourselves alone with an empty coffee cup. We are on the edge of recovering something essential, something that we recognize we should never have forgotten. We have been changed by what we have read, but somehow there is still a negative space, a recognition of the limitation of being. I think I finally understand what," he's referencing T.S. Eliot here, meant when he wrote in Little Gidding that every poem is an epitaph. No sooner has the word left your mouth than it is vaporized by the air and changed beyond recognition. Literature alone cannot heal, but it can guide us toward the places where a true healing can take place. Sometimes this is just an acceptance of the limitations of life. To say, I will never really heal, is itself a kind of healing. To say, this book or poem could never explain all of what it means to be human, is itself a kind of healing. To say, I am okay with this book raising more questions than answers, is to acknowledge the reality of the limited world we live in. I feel like that would take a lot to unpack this, which we're not going to do at this time.
You could write a whole essay response to his essay.
You truly could. Like, I think it's never ending. But I really like that idea and concept that he's showing in book reading and that emptiness you feel. And I feel like he explains it so well why we feel that sometimes. Like how I felt after I read Hunger Games.
Yes.
How I read after reading Lord of the Rings. Like, there's just an end in this that may not have had all the answers, but you feel like this emptiness. And sometimes it has more to do with the fact that you're going to miss being a part of this world or whatever.
My sister likes to make fun of me because what I'll do after I have finished a series I love,
you go into mourning.
I'll go back and I'll read the first 100 pages of the first book. And then I'm still reading it. Because I've technically restarted it.
So you're in it still.
I'm in it. And then anytime I'm like in a sad mood or like I'm in a reading slip, I'll just pick it up where I was. And then I'll just like keep reading, but I'll put it down. Like the massive series that I'm obsessed with, The Assassin's Apprentice. Mm-hmm. I'm technically in the second book, but I've been reading it all year. But it's just because I was so sad when it was over that I had to restart it.
Interesting.
But I do that all the time.
I love that. I love that. I think it's just hard to say goodbye sometimes.
It is.
Too.
And sometimes I just can't handle it.
Because like sometimes those books have been just like such a friend to you, or like you just loved the world so much. You guys, reading is amazing.
This is true.
Like truly, like there's no other way for you to, like in Blue's Clues when they like jump into the book. I wish that was a real thing, but you kind of do embody that in a way when you read. Anyways, so that was my second top read of this year. And then my final one was Little Woman, of course, as you know from the tears of this last episode. Yeah. Like it was hard to pick between like Dude and Hunger Games, and like I read a lot of new things this year I hadn't read before. But Little Woman was like the book I had read for the first time that I just feel like needs to be my top because it just spoke to my soul.
I love that so much.
So yeah, those were my top books for this year.
That's a great reading year.
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay, so my least favorite book, I kind of had the same issue with you where I feel like I didn't read anything bad this year. So there's nothing that I was like, oh, I hate that I read this. Like, I feel like last year I had a couple things that I regretted.
Yeah.
But this year I was like, I don't know. I was really disappointed with the ending of Gone Girl. It's like,
that's right.
See, that's even hard to say though. Like, I put Gone Girl on here, but then again, I was having fun until the end. So like, if I would still recommend it, if like I meet someone who likes mystery thrillers and they haven't read it, I'd be like, yeah, give it a try.
Yeah.
But like comparatively, in a year, I'm going to forget what happened in the book.
Yeah. That's how you usually know.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
But yeah, I feel like I also had a good year. Like I read Midnight Sun for the Twilight books.
Oh yeah.
And that book is oh my gosh. It's a thing to get through. But then again, I was having fun.
Is it a big book?
Oh my gosh, it's so big. It's like 600 pages.
Really? It's bigger than the first one.
Yeah.
What?
It's so long.
Man,
it's
Edward
way
just
too
has
long.
like a lot of exposition in his head, I guess.
Oh,
that's
it's
funny.
so long. But I still had fun. You know what I mean? Like, I was still like reading it and I was like cringing, but like I was still enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I was laughing at myself that I was enjoying myself. So like, it was not necessarily like a good book comparatively, but I had fun. So I don't know. I had a hard time picking or like really even saying anything.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
Yeah, I also had a really hard time picking 3 faves. I think I rewrote my 3 faves like 5 times.
That's so good. That was a good reading year for you too.
It was. I ended up picking 3 books that left like the most impact on me. So I put
that's what I did.
Yeah, I put The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I felt like that was a book that I will most likely never ever read again. But it introduced me into like him as an author, and I just really identify with the way he writes, and the type of character he writes, and he writes a lot about like what it means to be human and humanity, and I love that. That's like my favorite thing ever to read about. Plus, it's also just probably one of the best books I've ever read.
That's awesome.
Just in general.
That's awesome.
Even though the content is really hard, it was still awesome. And then I read Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. If you go onto the internets, people actually don't like this book, but I really identified with the main character in this book. I feel like I was the target audience. When R.F. Kuang was sitting and writing, she was thinking of people like me.
Yeah.
Like the academics who were in this like weird prestigious degree are like kind of losing themselves in it and like what it means to like be your own person outside of academia. I loved the setting. Like basically what it's about is this girl, she's getting her master's degree. She's got a professor that everybody hates and he dies and goes to hell. And so her and her classmate go to hell to go get him back. So then he can basically like recommend her for jobs and stuff in their field. So
can you give me a letter of recommendation?
I'll bring you back to life. And I think a lot of people thought it was very like convoluted, or the main character is not a good person. She does a lot of stuff that's like messed up, but I like how she talked about how dark it can get for people who are in that headspace to react, if that makes sense. Like when you're so depressed and you stop thinking rationally, what happens? And that's what she did, and I really liked it, which is weird to say.
No, because it's like exploring something that you don't.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you can identify with it.
I really identified with it, which might be a red flag for me. I'll take it.
But at least you could like find it in a book and be like, I know that this is a problem, but let's explore it.
Exactly. Like in the margins, I was constantly writing like, this is not a good thing. Like, I don't think this is not a good way to think, but I have thought that way before.
Yeah.
And like now that I'm on the other side of it, it's like, well, yeah, that was bad. But in the moment, it feels so real.
I kind of want to read that because I'm sure so many students do identify.
Oh yeah, and I think you would really like it.
Yeah, I'm very curious now.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes. And then the last book I have on there is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I felt like this wasn't my favorite Hunger Games book, but it just left such a big impact on me. Like I finished the book and I was like, I have to talk to everybody about this.
I love this so much. I feel like your entire list is like caveat, but it was good.
It was. Well, because I don't know. I feel like all three of these books are very popular and people love to just like hate on things.
Yeah.
It's like, I hear you, but also
I liked it.
it's so good. I almost don't even really want to watch Sunrise on the Reaping, the movie, next year because it's gonna be so sad.
Okay, yeah, you guys, I read Hunger Games for the first time, so I'm like new baby, like newborn to this world of Suzanne Collins, and so I like only know like what shavings Collins gave you in Hunger Games about Haymitch.
Yeah.
But all I know is I know it's gonna be sad because Haymitch never gets better.
Well, and like she talks about propaganda in her original series, but that's like the biggest thing for Sunrise on the Reaping is propaganda, and then how like Snow, like why he has so much power and how he has so much power, and like what he can do to like negatively affect people and then change the narrative to positively affect himself.
Yeah.
And I think just what she talks about in the book, I think is super important, which is also why it's on here. And it was like such like a warning. It was
to
like
real
a
life.
cautionary tale. Like it was entertaining and exciting, but it was also like a, hey, y'all need to be paying attention.
But no. But that's how wars happen.
Yeah.
Like historically, is when people stop paying attention, or they like I think if you look at World War II, like people were desperate to make money.
Yeah.
And that's how people got away with stuff is because they needed jobs.
I know, and it's
Isn't
really
so sad.
So yeah, I recommend all three of them. If you haven't read The Hunger Games, start with that first and then go back to Sunrise on the Reaping. Even though technically, chronologically, it's before the OG series, you should still start with the OG series.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
It was so good. I love it.
I'm so glad. I haven't read it. I want to read it. I've never read Ballad of the Songbird
and Snakes.
Yeah.
That's one where I feel like if you don't have the time, I just hit the mic, sorry. If you have the time to either watch the movie or read the book, I think the movie's fine. I think the movie actually does a really good job
of the story.
Yeah.
So you get the story enough.
Yeah, Sunrise. Okay. I feel like with Songbirds and Snakes, Suzanne Collins is like the one time she's done this, which is weird because she's awesome. But I feel like she had a thought and then didn't fully explain it in her book. I just didn't really like it. I felt like it was a half-baked thought.
I've heard about that. I've heard that the last 50 pages were great.
Yeah.
But like it was like super like drawn out at the beginning.
Yeah. And the games were like the most boring part, which is weird because that's when all the action's happening. Yeah. But I think the movie did a really good job.
Interesting.
So if you want the story, you can watch the movie.
Okay, we'll do that.
But you should read Sunrise on the Reaping.
Okay. I love it.
And you talk about goals?
Yeah, let's check up on each other.
Okay, Lauren, how were your goals?
We need like those like little sound inserts. Y'all, my one and only goal was 100 books. I was feeling really good.
You were very confident.
I read a lot last year.
You did.
It helped that I was in school. Yes. And so not only was I reading for fun, reading our podcast books, but I was also reading my class assigned books. This year, I have read 15 books.
That's okay. 15
Barely.
is awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. 15, not 100. It was a busy year.
You had a busy year.
Yeah. I had a child. Yep. It was crazy. and I had some projects this year, so it was busy. Yes. Not an excuse though. Like reading is important. But I just feel like I consumed more than I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that was my only goal, and I only did 15 books. Not
That's
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals for next year?
Oh yes, next year goals. I do. I did a little bit more robust goals, or like I set more robust goals for next year. I want to read 12 books. Not super ambitious, but reasonable for me.
It's a book a month.
Book a month.
Yeah.
Which, like, I mean, our book club helps with that, but also, I have goals within those books that I want to read. I want to explore the sci-fi genre. I want to learn to love sci-fi more. I feel like I really like fantasy. Sci-fi is not really my thing. Like anytime, like
I'm
even
the same way.
like I remember being a kid and there was that Percy Jackson series that was out, and there was also the Michael Vey. And Michael Vey was more sci-fi to me and Percy Jackson was like that mythology.
Yeah.
And so I'd never finished Michael Vey. Never did. Even though they gave very similar vibes, one was just a little bit more sci-fi to me, and I just didn't, that wasn't my thing. And I know so many people that just love sci-fi. So I think I just need to try that genre more.
Yeah.
So that's a goal of mine. I want to read more nonfiction. That's also an untouched genre of mine. I know some my age that nonfiction is their favorite genre. And I'm like, that's weird.
I know. There are people out there that only read nonfiction.
I'm like, that's so weird. Like my grandma, she only reads nonfiction. And I'm like, that's just not my thing. So I want to read more nonfiction or like autobiographies. I want to read more historical. So those are like the three genres, nonfiction, historical, sci-fi. Those are the vibes that I'm trying to capture more this next year in the few books that I'm reading. And I also want to read one book in Spanish.
I love it.
That's my goal. I love Borges, but I think I need to expand because he's like one of the only Spanish authors that I really know. And I'm like, he's a genius too.
I was about to say, I love Borges.
Yeah, like Borges.
I read a lot of him in college.
I'm like honestly, like if you adapted any short story of Borges, people would think you were a genius. But it's just because you're blowing from him because he just, like everyone loves Christopher Nolan. Nolan pulls from Borges.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like.
That makes a lot of sense.
Like in Inception, that is very Borges.
It is.
Yeah,
you're so right.
Like I could link this, but he's in an interview, and the interviewer was like, so do you pull a lot from Freud? And he was like, actually, no, Borges.
We should do a month where we do like 2 short stories. We could do a Borges
that would be so
and something
cool.
else.
Yeah, no, Borges is like a psychedelic experience when you read his stuff. I'm like, he's like a genius, but what's so funny is he's also so superstitious and like eternity, like all the concepts in his book are like have to do with like this idea of eternity or infinity, and he just doesn't get it. And so he's like exploring the concept, and he's like, this just, I don't know, it's really interesting to me. It's like when an author writes about their fears, I think that's what it is, and I like that. So those are my goals. 12 books, but exploring new ideas, new genres, new authors. And I used to fluently speak Spanish. I could say that like about maybe a year or 2 ago. Now I feel like I know I can get it back, but I just haven't been reading or speaking it, and I want to.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be easier to get back into it than at first, but yeah, I feel that.
Oh, vamos. Compete.
I know no Spanish, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, you know Japanese, and I think that's way harder than Spanish. So you have more than one alphabet. We only have one. So
I know your goal for reading in Spanish. I was like, I never really fully figured out how to read in Japanese. I took Japanese in college, but I passed my classes. Yep.
Honestly, those classes are freaking hard. Language classes at our university are very hard.
If I'm being frank, I never got above a B-.
I never got above a B, and that was Spanish in my college classes. So I also took a
hard
linguistic class, and
the languages are so cool, but it's hard.
I like would take the bus to school, and I knew this one girl that was like a linguistic major, and she knew Spanish, French, German, and she was learning Chinese.
That's so cool.
I was like, holy moly, like you guys are crazy.
Right?
Like those are like, that is so hard to me.
But I also feel like I'm such a hypocrite when I talk about this, because I feel like languages are so important if you really want to understand humans and like the whole world. Like you could go travel to another country and be like, I know so much about the culture. But I am of the opinion that if you don't know the language, then you don't understand the culture.
This is her comparative major coming out.
I know, but I'm such a hypocrite when I say that because I don't know. I only know Japanese and English.
It's true. So I feel like it's true. I think I agree. I totally agree with you because you truly cannot get the full grasp if you don't know the language.
Yeah.
If you don't know the language, you're missing it. Like if translation is keyword because you're not getting the full picture.
Yeah.
Like the fact that in Little Women we like talked about that fleetingness that is a word that only, well, like, I feel like when I'm talking to you about it, I'm like, it's the only word.
Yeah.
I give no context when I'm saying that, meaning that's the only word, like that word only exists in Japanese. There's no English translation for that word.
Mono no aware?
Yeah. Like there's no word in English that can replace what that word is, which
and like
is so
really encapsulate what it's meaning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways,
But
so that's a goal of mine
that's
is
awesome.
to
read a book in Spanish.
Like,
I love that.
I think I read, shootles. How to Tame a Wild Tongue. How did I forget her name? It's by Anzaldúa, but I don't know what her first name is. But she's basically talking about that. She's talking about how, like, resisting, like, linguistic and cultural, like, suppression. They do that through Spanglish, they call it, because like you know how they like people. I love it when like you're speaking Spanish, but then you say English terms in it. It's them like creating their own language in a way, and I think that's really cool.
It is cool.
And so she's talking about that because like wild tongues can't be tamed; they can only be cut out, kind of a thing. So it's either like you fully are like this, otherwise you can't be both or something like that.
Well, my mom, not to speak for my mom, but to speak for my mom. My mom is half Japanese and she lived in Japan up until 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then she moved back to America, but they didn't ever speak Japanese at home because when they were in Japan, my grandparents didn't want their kids to like lose their English skills because they knew they were going to move back to the States eventually.
Yeah.
And then when they moved back to the States, it was just hard to keep speaking Japanese in the house just because they weren't used to it. But my mom has always kind of described growing up that she never really felt fully in either culture. She never felt Japanese and she never felt American.
Yeah, that's a real
and
thing.
I think there are tons of factors for that.
Yeah.
But I do think one of them is language because she was never fully in either or. So there is that like weird, like I'm in the middle. It's like she's something different.
Yeah.
And she feels like the other, but
it's
true. It's very interesting.
That's what I've heard from interracial, like children of interracial marriages, like talk about that because like my sister's best friend, she's half Korean, and she feels like she doesn't belong in Korean culture, but she also doesn't belong in American culture. Yeah. Like she's just this hybrid that few people can really like relate to because she looks Korean, but she's super American. Yeah. You know? So it's interesting.
It is. Not us going on a linguistics tangent.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But like I think those are my reading goals and things I want to explore next year. They're a little bit more robust than last year.
I like it.
Last year was like 100 books. I got this. I did not. I knew by March that I wasn't going to of this year.
Well, so to transition to talk about me.
Yeah, Callie, what are your goals?
So my goals from last year were to read 60 books. And I knew about halfway that I wasn't going to make it. So I cheated and I bumped it down to 40.
Nice. On your Goodreads?
On Goodreads.
Nice. I don't use Goodreads.
So I feel like Goodreads, there are better tracking websites out there. I like Fable. I feel like Fable's a really good one.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
But everybody just use Goodreads. That's where like everybody's at, so it's convenient. So that's just why I use it.
Love it.
I don't know. Anyways, we don't need to really get into that either. That's another tangent. But so I'm at 39 books right now. So
you have one more.
You for my cheating goal.
Yeah. Hey, it's fine. I don't think it's cheating. I think it's realistic.
So the other goal that I had was I wanted to reread my like favorite books, and I feel like I did that. But we also kind of just did it for the podcast. Like I reread Hunger Games, Twilight,
Lord of the Rings,
and I loved
Dune.
Yeah. I didn't ever reread Dune.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
So I cheated on that one too. I just kind of used past knowledge. Anyways.
It's fine.
But I loved it. I reread tons of stuff. And then I reread Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's something I loved in middle school that I reread. That was really fun. I'm trying to think of like other stuff I reread.
Narnia is your first time reading it, though.
Narnia's first time. Okay. Those are just the big ones. Was Hunger Games and Twilight were the two big ones that I reread. Oh, the Poppy War series.
Oh, yeah.
By R.F. Kuang. I reread that. And it just kind of like I feel like the end of last year, I was losing a little bit of like I love reading. It's my favorite thing to do. I feel like I was feeling it, like I was losing it a little. And I'm like, I need to, what's going on? This is not good. So my other goal was to read banned books. And I honestly forgot that this was a goal. It's going to be a goal for this year. So we're going to skip that.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I totally forgot that I had that as a goal. Because Perks of Being a Wallflower is another big banned one. The Hunger Games, but I feel like I wasn't reading it because they were banned. I was reading it because it was a reread.
It was more of a reread.
Yeah. So, but I still want to do that. But I didn't do this.
The Catcher in the Rye and Bridge to Terabithia. And
tons of stuff.
Yeah, most of Orwell's stuff.
Well, yes. Oh, that's another reread I want to do is 1984.
I've never read it, so
we should do that for the podcast.
Yeah, we should. I've read Animal Farm, which is like
It's basically 1984.
It's basically 1984, but for elementary, not elementary, but like more younger kids to grasp those more complicated
early
concepts.
Middle school, late elementary school.
Yeah, I think it's like a precursor to understanding 1984.
Yeah.
I also don't even know if it's age-based exactly. It's like if you haven't really read those kinds of things, Animal Farm is a good thing to like.
It's a good introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyways, that's exciting.
And then the other big one that I did focus on was trying to find recent classics. Like what are books that have been published recently that are going to become classics, like Jane Austen and like all of those big names. In the podcast, I had said within the past 5 years, it took me a month to realize that was unattainable. So I stretched it to the last 25 years. So like within the century. And that was a lot easier to do.
Yeah. It takes time to be a classic.
It does. So based on research I had done and then my own opinion, I feel like part of what makes a classic is a time. So that's why it was hard. Is you do need time to pass because you need to see what story lasts. Because like a story, the year it was published could be super popular.
Yeah.
But a couple years could go by and no one's talking about it and no one's going back to it. So then in 10 years, it's probably going to go out of print.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a criteria. So I had to let some time pass. And then I also feel like another one for like what makes a classic is it talks about like how humans are at the time. Like it really captures what we were like.
I love that.
Is a big one. A couple that I think will become classics are My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Was published in 2011. The Road, or just Cormac McCarthy as an author. So The Road was published in 2006, but I think his first was published in the 90s, but he has a ton of stuff that was this century.
Yeah.
The Hunger Games, which was 2008, to Sunrise on the Reaping, which is 2025. And then I do think R.F. Kuang as an author is going to become a classic in the fantasy world. So she first published her book in 2018. And then this newest one in 2025.
I am so curious where R.F. Kuang is going to go. Like, I feel like we have yet to read, like, her best book.
That's fair.
Because I feel like I love her writing so far, and it's incredible. But I feel like we have yet to see, like, the book that is, like, iconic for her.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
So I agree with that statement.
But I feel like she is an author is going to become that. I think she got pretty close with Calabasas, I think. But... yeah.
Well, also, I've never read Dante's Inferno, and I need to read Dante's Inferno because I've heard that she pulls from Dante's Inferno.
Yes. Yeah. The levels of hell. Her levels of hell are different, but.
Oh, yeah.
The characters in the story talk about it a lot.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And then my last goal, I already said this, to read 60 books. I didn't make it. But that's okay.
You got this.
But my new goals for next year are to read 60 books. I'm going to do it this year. I can feel it. I've gotten back into the rhythm. And then same as you, I want to read out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I want to read just authors that kind of scare me and then different genres that I don't normally read.
What's an author that scares you?
Dostoevsky.
Oh, yes!
I want to read White Knight.
I want to read The Brothers Karamazov.
Yes.
But it's a big book.
I want to read like the big scary classic books.
Anna
I want to read
Karenina.
like Anna Karenina, Count of Monte Cristo, like all of those. I want to read.
Count of Monte Cristo is so good.
I know. See, they're all so good.
You have to read The Unabridged, which is...
I have it. I own it.
Yeah.
It's on my bookshelf.
I'm sorry for getting off topic here.
You're good.
We read Frankenstein last year, and then the Frankenstein movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, not a spoiler, but my opinion, fantastic adaptation. Like, it strays significantly from the book, but I think it wasn't without purpose. Like, Guillermo del Toro did it in a very clever way, which to me, I feel like grasps the story and ends way better than how Mary Shelley ends her book.
Oh yeah, well, it's really sad.
Love how Toro like ended it. But with as far as like adaptations go, I want to see a good Count of Monte Cristo adaptation.
Okay.
So like I'm hoping that when you read it, I feel like they obviously were already in production, but like maybe us manifesting in the books that we read, we get these like adaptations like a year after. So maybe if we do Count of Monte Cristo now, we'll get a 2027 adaptation that we like. Those are great goals. I love it.
Yes. So to move along, are there any books you want to read before the end of the year? Do you have any like books you want to that you've started that you want to wrap up?
Yes.
Or
I need to finish The Great Alone.
The Great Alone. Oh yeah, I feel like you've been reading that all year.
I haven't though. I read it, stopped, haven't picked it back up. I need to finish Narnia. I need to finish The Great Alone, and I really want to read The Way of Shadow. Oh wait, no, it is plural.
Shadows.
The Way of Shadows. That is a book that was given to me by one of our podcast listeners.
Oh, yes.
Avid podcast listeners. Shout out to, I don't know if I want to call you out by name or if you would appreciate that, but
you know
my brother-in-law, you know who you are.
You know who you are.
I really want to read that before the end of the year. So I have a month and I need to finish Narnia and The Great Alone and start and end The Way of Shadows.
I like it.
Let's see if we can do it, you guys. Let's see if we can get to more than 15 books this year.
I really want to read Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. She's another author that I have heard might become like a classic author.
Intermezzo. That's like a term for like when we're playing in orchestra.
Yeah.
Wow, that was such an articulate way to say that. Wow, she's learned.
It's a chess book. I've read a Sally Rooney book in the past, and I didn't really like it, but I've heard people who haven't liked other books of hers like this one. So I want to read that, and then the National Book Awards just had their like thing. It's like the author. It's like the Oscars, but for books.
Yeah. I love following those.
I want to read one of those books that was shortlisted. I don't know which one, but I'm going to read one of them.
Okay.
I want to do it.
I like it.
Yes.
All right, you guys.
Do you want to do the next question?
Yes.
Okay.
Last year, we talked about the importance of reading and offered like recommendations for people on like how to get started. Clearly, I could be taking this advice too. Have our opinions changed since last year as far as like what we had said with reading? We talked about how you should start with the things you have fun with, which is what Callie did, because like as soon as like reading feels like a chore, you want to pivot. It's kind of like when people want to start working out.
Yeah.
Don't do workouts that you absolutely hate or workouts that absolutely burn you out every time, because that's just not sustainable. Consistency is the key. And to get consistent, you have to have joy when you read. And sometimes you get that quickest when you're rereading books that you love.
Yeah.
So we mentioned that. And then once you find what you like, challenge yourself every now and then you might find more books that you like. I don't think my opinion has changed on this. I think that is like pretty truthful to my experience.
I was about to say the exact same thing. I think the way I had phrased it though, because I had listened to last year's podcast when I was doing research, I guess.
Yeah.
Research on our own stuff.
Yeah.
For this episode, I said a lot of things. I didn't love the way I phrased it. Because I feel like the way I had phrased it was, it's okay to start with the bad books. And it's okay to like just read that. But
that did change, yeah.
But you should expand like your reading world. And I don't love the way that I had phrased that. I think that's what I would change. I would say find what you love And it doesn't matter if people say it's bad, because that's subjective. Like, what is a bad book? No one knows.
Yeah.
I have my own opinion, but again, it's all subjective. So find what you love. And then, yeah, you should, like, we're still doing this. We're trying to expand our own reading world.
Horizons.
Yeah, but like if you read a romanticy book or a romance book or just anything that's popular, a nonfiction, and you love it, awesome.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Who cares what other people think?
I agree. I do have opinions on like, and I know we've talked about it in one of our episodes on like when we were like, what does it mean? I don't know. What was it? It was like, we talked a lot about good books versus bad books, or good literature versus bad literature. And it truly is subjective, and we all have our own opinions, but I think you just gotta start.
Yeah, you
gotta
just gotta
start
do
somewhere.
it.
And this was really interesting because Callie brought up like statistics.
Oh yeah.
Which I think maybe we're doing a scare tactic here. It scared me. I was like, oh boy. But it was like the median the average person in America reads 12 books a year.
Okay, so
but yeah.
The short research that I quickly did when I was starting saying numbers, it seemed like no one really actually knows.
Yeah.
But it seems like the average book is 12.
So you've got outliers that are
You've got
included.
outliers that are like changing the number, but the median, so like the most in the middle is like 4 to 5 books. So if you're reading more than that, then great. Good for you.
But most people, it seems, read 4 to 5 books a year. But like there are people out there who haven't read a single book. Or maybe they only read 1 book a year, and that's fine.
A lot of people on the internet say that the average American only reads 1 book a year, and doing quick research, because that's what I said at first, is not entirely true.
No, but I know people that are like that, and honestly, if you're not reading and that's where you're starting, that's awesome. That's like
You've read
huge
a book
milestone.
a year. Good job.
Yeah, like I think what we need to do is, in the grand scheme of things, you just compare yourself to yourself. Like, are you like wanting to read more and you've got to a book a year? Awesome. But if that is like consistently how most people are, that's kind of really sad.
I know. Well, and then the average reading level in America is 6th grade.
Yeah.
So that's
that's not okay.
I think 6th grade reading level is like the 5th Harry Potter book, and ACOTAR, I think, is about a 6th grade reading level. So it's like that. Like that's the average of difficulty that people are reading.
Which is why like so many people have a hard time transitioning into Dickens, or the Russian authors, or like this is why philosophy is important.
Yeah, and why like I think it's a good thing to stretch yourself. Like if you just want to have fun, but every once in a while, I do think it is good and healthy to stretch yourself a little bit.
Yeah, and most of the time, like I feel like you'll find something to appreciate even if it wasn't your favorite, because it'll help. I don't know. It kind of feels good for your brain.
It
sometimes.
does. Like My Brilliant Friend, the like classic that I think it's going to become. I am going to be frank. I kind of low-key hated that series. But it was like such an important read, and I learned so much from it.
Yeah.
Like I do not regret that I read it at all, even though I was struggling a little.
Yeah. So those statistics kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
And I also like have been around kids and knowing like technology has caused a lot of issues.
It really has. And COVID. I'd say COVID is another thing too.
COVID. Yeah, like COVID kids. Like it makes me really sad because they're lacking in the opportunities I got in my education because of just how the world had to reorient itself. And it makes me sad because they're missing out on opportunities to grow, and so I'm seeing how they're stagnant in certain things like reading. And it makes me really sad because reading is so important, and like critical thinking is so important. Like I feel like most ads and like commercials and like advertisements are like made up of AI now, which I mean, like I understand, like it's cheap. You don't have to do certain things, but it like,
but we're losing humanity.
Yeah. So I think it's really important for children to read. And so this is like for all those people that are like the kids that were there during COVID who've grown up since like high school, like you guys need to read.
Yeah.
Like, read. Even if it's like one book a year, that's like fine. But like find ways to like challenge yourself. And me too, like clearly. Like I wanted to read 100 books, but I only read like 15. And like I read more than that, but they were like rereads. Like I don't know if you count reread books or like
I can't reread books.
Okay.
I think if you've read, you've read.
Okay.
If you've listened to an audiobook, I think all of that counts.
Okay, so I guess you just categorize it. What's new, what's old. But like I think it's just important to just read. Have an opinion of what that book is instead of kind of regurgitating what you've heard other people say about it.
Yeah, if you want a good way to expand your world, whether that's like physically or just even like how you think about the world, reading's a great way to do that.
Yeah, I just think why we should read, both empathy. You have more empathy for other people. But I know that videos can help with that. Like I know that's why a lot of people consume so many videos online because sometimes it does help you with that empathy.
Yeah, I feel like videos can complement reading.
Yeah. But I do think why you should read is probably the quickest thing to sharpening your critical thinking.
Yeah.
And yeah, being in touch with humanity is important.
I know. I feel like unintentionally our theme for this year for the podcast is why should we read?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good way to like, I think we'll always be talking about that, but like a good way to like end the year with that topic is if you want to gain more empathy, if you want to be better at critical thinking and then just expand your world and like knowledge in general, reading is great. No matter what it is. Like we've been reading Narnia. That's a children's book.
Yeah.
But like it's still expanding my world.
Yes. I think we just need people to be thinkers.
Yes, we need thinkers.
We need thinking people. And I need to be a thinking person. And
we can't be like the straw man.
No. So I think
have no brain.
I think you think more. When you read more. I think and also I think it also goes hand in hand with writing. I think it's important for people like kids to write and for adults to write. Writing is an extension of your thinking. And so that is also another goal for this podcast is I would love to write more.
Me too. I've started. I haven't told you this yet.
Yes, Callie
I
has
have started like really sit down and like just writing.
Yeah, even if it's like I had a teacher. Shout out to senior year teacher. He would have us come to class, and for the first 7 minutes of class, we would just free write.
Yeah, well, that's all I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm not sharing this with anybody.
Yeah, no, and that's the whole thing because all restraints or like concerns are like off the table. You're just writing for you, and you're just writing to write, and it's important because I think it helps you be a better thinker. So reading and writing. So those are both our goals for this new year. Okay. Thank you guys for like participating. For those who have participated, who have listened, who have left comments, like we truly appreciate you. You guys are necessary to this podcast and this book club.
I know if we have a goal for our audience other than just to keep reading is we would love to hear more from you guys.
Yes.
And I don't really want to be I could see the hustle of like, please comment, like, and subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
I get the hustle.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like for our space and like the book club space, we do want to hear more from you guys. So whether that's like on Instagram or on YouTube or Spotify. Some people have commented on Spotify. I think that's awesome. That's what we want. We want to hear more. If you guys disagree with things, don't be afraid to say anything.
If you want to fact check us, that's great too.
like that's great too. Or like just anything. We love it.
Yeah, we do. And so this coming year, we want to do audience choice book months each quarter. Yes. So watch out for that. March, June, September, and December right now are our designated audience choice months. So on Instagram, our social medias, we're going to do polls because we want to hear what books you guys are wanting to read. And we will do like a raffle on the books we get from you guys. And then that'll be the book that we're going to read together, which I'm excited for.
Me too.
I think that'll help also like expand our horizons a little bit. So watch out for that. And happy Christmas, happy New Year.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for this podcast, honestly.
We really are. I've been having fun.
It's been helping me read. I feel like without this podcast, potentially this year would have been a year of no reading. I could have fallen into that trap. Like I feel like I would have read less.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's okay.
That's just a
Yeah.
theory I have. But book clubs should help you read more.
I also feel like it's just another hobby that has kept me sane.
Yes. Yes. Because this world can
Life
be
is
tough.
rough.
Yeah, it really is. And this is like a little,
It's a creative outlet
yeah,
that I really like.
a little, what are spots of sunlight or whatever
Yes,
Wordsworth says. I should know this.
that's okay.
My professor would be like, wow, you've already forgotten so much. I know.
It's been a year, okay?
I know, but we're going to get better at reading and writing this year, right?
Yes.
So, anyways, thank you guys. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Do we know what we're reading for January?
Nope.
We'll post about it on Instagram.
We will. We have yet to decide this. We'll
I-
probably have a better idea when we drop our Narnia episode. This is
Well, but this is second. We'll know by then. We should know. Rewind. You guys will. We're filming in the future, but you guys will have already know. You guys will already know what we're reading.
yes.
So
You'll
I hope
know before
It's gonna
we
be
know.
fun. We love
At this
what we're
moment.
gonna be reading, and we're excited that we're gonna be reading it.
Yep. Okay. If that made any sense to you, I think it did. It just made less sense to me.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. That was the best sign off we've ever done. Why was that
I don't know
so
why that was so
confusing?
hard.